104.5 Triple M, the Weekenders. All thanks to Seats Are Us. Not far away, Steve Lindsay with a really important message for everybody listening ahead of the Dunny Dash at the Ipswich Show. Weekend Pluggers. And after 9 o'clock, we'll talk to Firebird's Laura Clemencia. But it's that time of the week where we talk to our friend from iThink Property, Trent Quinn. Good morning. How are we, mate? Living the dream.
Living the dream.
We go through a lot of things in the real estate game, but preparation of a property before sale is almost imperative. Can you step us through the things as a real estate agent that you'd like to see prior to listing a property for sale?
Mate, yeah, it's important because it's the usual, the first impression. So what I recommend to people is what we're trying to do is remove as many obstacles between you and a potential buyer of your property as we possibly can. And let's work on the premise firstly that you live in the property yourself. It's a little harder if it's an investment property and you're at the whims of a tenant. But for your principal place of residence, the best way I can explain it is prepare the home for presentation as if you're having the in-laws over for dinner.
Well, yeah, that's a varying discussion on whether the house will be a good nick or not. What do you want to see, mate?
Yeah, it's just, the usual clean and tidy, have it presentable like they used to be, have the music on, have the coffee brewing, bread in the oven, this, that and the other, but just spruce the place up and envisage that you were walking into a hotel for your first night away and your first impression. So that's what we're trying to create for the buyers. So we want it neat and tidy, mop the floors, have it looking schmick, so that there is as few obstacles between you and as a potential purchaser as possible.
And is there any sort of pressure to be making sure that, people walk into a place and sometimes they can't see the potential. They want to buy it for what it is, done, renovated, or, not looking for things to have to do. So is there any pressure for people to having to paint or, redo a bathroom or maybe put some stone bench tops in instead of laminate, those big sort of changes, or is it mainly just the dressing it?
Yeah, it's principally, Margot, it's the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
So just making sure that it looks right. And again, the challenge as an agent is we can never guarantee that if you spend, $1,000 to tidy up a room, it'll get you $1,001 or better back.
No.
But if there's those little jobs that are nagging at you that, oh, gee, we should do this or we should do that, well, with very little fuss and very little fanfare, if you can get them done, then each and every time we would recommend you do it. So not just the aesthetic either. Like sometimes if there's a structural thing, like, we need to fix the stairs or we need to do this, because 99 times out of 100, once you put your property under contract in the state of Queensland, it's then got to pass a building and pest inspection as well.
Yeah.
So not just the aesthetic of it, it's the structural things. So if there is something that needs to be fixed, then do it, because it will not get through a building and pest inspection.
And if it doesn't do that, you're in all sorts. It doesn't matter how much you want on your place, whether or not if it fails the building and pest. And I mean, I had a scenario where I sold a property and we took less on the proviso that we didn't do a building and pest inspection. So if that's up on the table, you can actually do that as well. Isn't that right, Trent?
Yeah, correct. So then it's up to the purchaser. So the idea of a building and pest is, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we will give you X amount of dollars subject to the property passing a building and pest inspection. So let's say that the building and pest inspection then finds something hidden or untoward that the buyer wasn't aware of. They then have two options. They can either say, no, we're not prepared to take this property on this basis, and they run for the hills.
Sure. Or
they then say, look, we will take this property, however, based on the findings of the building and pest inspection, it's now altered the value of the property in the home, it's going to cost 5, 10, 15, whatever to fix. So we wish to renegotiate the price on the fact of the building and pest inspection.
Sure.
So basically dot all your I's and cross all your T's, fluff all your pillows, light all your candles and hope for the best.
That pretty much sums up to be my new mantra, Margot. That's outstanding.
Fluff the pillows. That'll be yours. Mate, the Reds are playing tonight.
Pillows.
The Reds are playing tonight down in Melbourne. Do you give them any hope?
Oh, please. Surely
we're going to do
I hear you got a number 11 in sight, though.
Yeah, big day today. Doomben 10,000 day. Hopefully we've got, I own a fifth of a tenth of a ninth of a 30th of a horse, so hopefully he salutes in race 2.
So 50 cents coming your way.
Yeah, well, it's a bit like my racing in Ipswich on Wednesday.
Yeah,
It wasn't all
happy
bit.
medium. Oh,
Leave it alone.
Awful.
Leave it alone.
have a great day, guys.
Good on you, Trent.
Thanks,
Quinn.
Trent.
Thanks for being with us this morning. And as usual, he's outstanding.